Hi guys, welcome to the Ministry of Food. Right, we are going to cook a lovely sizzling beef with egg fried rice. It's a classic street food, done good with all the real ingredients. So, like a lot of stir fries, we've got fragrant vegetables and bits and pieces here. We've got coriander, right, good old coriander. Some people don't like it, but you've got to give it a try. And then if you don't like it, you can swap it out for something else like mint or basil, but I'd stay here. We've got spring onions, just a couple. This is enough for 2 people, by the way. Chilli. Now, I'm going to use about a half, but you could use more or less to your taste. And a couple of cloves of garlic. That's just going to give you that lovely flavour that just brings it all together. And then ginger, good old ginger, nice and fresh. So first things first, I'm not going to patronise you with telling you how to boil rice, OK? You want nice, basmati, long-grain rice. Cook it in boiling salted water, according to the packet instructions. This is at about 8 minutes, and it's cooked. And I want to drain this in a colander, and if you're stir-frying rice, one of the absolute keys is to refresh it in cold water. So just put cold running water over the hot rice, put your hand in there, and when it's all cold, happy days. And we'll let that just drain, okay? So the reason that we put cold water over it is to cool it down, to wash away some of the starch. And if you'd have just had it hot and boiling and then start to stir fry it, it could have well got sort of sticky and gluey, and we don't want that. We want it to be light and fluffy. Okay, so stir frying again. You want a wok or a very large pan. You want to get it on a high heat. You want to preheat that for about 4 or 5 minutes, and let's get cooking. So what I want to do is use the old knife skills to finely slice the stalks of the coriander. It's been washed. And just cut all the way up to where the stalks end. Where the leaves are here, just put these to one side, and that'll go in the stir fry at the very last minute. These stalks are quite chunky. You can just put your hand on the knife like this and carry on chopping it through. Now, the whole thing about stir fries often involves an initial bit of prep, right? And, you know, if you get your speed up, 3 minutes. If you're a bit slow, maybe you'll take 5 minutes to slice all this up. I'm just going to slice through this, keeping my fingers out the way. If you're rubbish at knife skills, don't worry at all. If there's big old chunks in there, we'll come back to that in a minute, but don't worry, you can still do it. Slice the chilli. Different chilies have different heats, okay? So it's always worth having a little nibble just to see if it's really fiery or pretty hot. That's pretty hot. That's not going to catch me out. But sometimes they look the same, but they'll get you. With the ginger, I just take the end off, and then use the knife or a peeler just to take the skin off, like this. And ginger's fantastic. You get that fresh flavour, juiciness, really, really good for you. Just cut the ginger in half like that. Whenever you're cutting in half, just put your finger, whether it's a tomato, whether it's an onion or a lemon, put your fingers either side of it and put the knife through the middle so it's not wobbling, and then cut through like that, nice and safe. And then you've got a flat edge there, put it on the board, and nothing's going to wobble. And again, put the tip of the knife here, and you just want to take your time and slice it up nicely like that. And obviously, as you get more experienced, you can kind of give it some of that, but we'll take it nice and slow today. And also, even if I cook really, really slowly, you can still get a fair bit done pretty quick. The garlic. Just take the ends off. Garlic's always kind of annoying. If the skin's been a bit of a pain, just give it a little stamp like this. And then it'll just peel off. All this time, the pan's getting hot. So we slice this up. I'm trying to do it quite chunky and get it wrong on purpose. And if you've got it even chunkier than this, don't worry. Put your hand like this on the knife and just do this and keep chopping through. Because it doesn't really matter what it looks like. What does matter is that when you go and eat it, you don't get a massive chunk of spring onion or ginger in your mouth. You know, you want it to be nice and delicate. There you go. Lovely. So, sirloin steak, 8-ounce steak, is more than enough for 2 people. You can take any chunky bits of fat off. You can leave the little bits and just slice it into half-centimetre slices like this. Sirloin of beef isn't cheap, so this dish is going to be about £4.50 per portion. So, wok is hot, rice is ready to go, beef is sliced. I'm going to pick this up and put it with all these fragrant vegetables with a teaspoon of sesame oil, right? Sesame oil you might not have seen before, you can get it in all the supermarkets. You know, you only need literally a tablespoon or a couple of teaspoons for this. And it's just got that brilliant flavour that makes you feel, you know, like you're having a proper oriental dish. I want to mix the beef and all these beautiful fragrant veggies together. That's it, okay? So we've done all the hard work. I'm going to wash my hands. So onto the wok. It's on full whack. It's nice and hot. I want to put about a tablespoon of oil in there. And straight away, we're going to put the beef and all the fragrant veg. Keep it moving. There's no point in getting scared now if you're not a confident cook. Shake the pan, move it around. If you keep moving it around, you'll have no problems at all. If you get scared and just wait, then you're going to get burnt bits. If you can toss the pan, that helps. Having the confidence to get that pan so hot that this cooks in a minute and a half is absolutely, that's the whole idea. Keeping it moving is where it's at. Now, here's the thing. I'm using a jar here of black bean sauce. You want about half of it, 2 tablespoons, straight in. Don't need loads. You want to heat it through, right? And then very quickly, some lime or lemon juice. Take it off the heat, lime. And if you think it's a little bit too dry, add a little bit of water. What we want, have a look in here, what we want is a reasonably loose consistency. If you're carrying on cooking it, it'll just all separate and go too dry. So this way, we've got nice, you can always see how tender that beef is, right? Looks like the real deal. You know, that is really special. So what I'm going to do, just because I want to use the same wok, is I'm going to pour this beef, and you can see it's sizzling, into here, and I want you to put it straight back on the heat. Personally, I wouldn't even bother cleaning the wok out, right? I'm going to go straight in with an egg, like that. I'm going to pour soy sauce in here to season it. Scrape the egg in and around. If there's any of that sauce from the black bean, keep it. It's all good stuff. Got no problems there. Scrape it off the side like that. You can see the right. It's essentially sort of scrambled, basically. It doesn't matter that it's not perfectly whipped up. You've got yellow bits, you've got white bits, right? And it's just about to be cooked the way through. The rice goes in. Your job now is just to get the rice sizzling and crispy. It'll take a minute and a half. Don't forget this wok is hot. You can see it happening here. Move it around. Right, let's plate these babies up. Now, half of this coriander you can put in with this rice. Just stir it through. Let's serve the rice in the middle of the plate. Egg fried rice with a bit of soy sauce. So I just want to get a nice spoon of this delicious beef. All I would do is have a little bit of coriander and a little wedge of lime. And that, for dinner, in the week, I will be well chuffed with that. Well chuffed with that. Good flavours, good ingredients. So good luck, pass it on, and I hope you do a great job.